Serial June 2025 part 2. So I told you a lot of photos for this month, so we're going to try to go fast. I already recorded the French version. It's pretty long, so I'm going to try to make it a little bit more compact. We immediately start with the Minolta Reva Panorama using a film, quite special film, L4S FX 200. That's kind of has a strong response to infrared. 200 ISO. I hadn't had any experience with it before. I did maybe one or two rolls a long time ago, but here I thought was perfect. Manchester, and those three photos are in Manchester, and I really like the rendering. The way the lights come out, and yeah, really nice. And honestly, the Minolta Reva, I've just done that video. Go see it. It's still a pretty cheap camera to buy secondhand, and it's really fantastic. Really enjoyable. Here, Bucharest. We've seen this in the first part of Serial this month. This big church. Really a different rendering when you go for panoramic aspect ratio. And yeah, the film really black and white really gives a better sense, I think, of the magnitude of the size of those buildings. Same here for what I think was the presidential palace. Please correct me down below if I'm wrong. But yeah, the panoramic aspect ratio really gives another sense of size. Bucharest, I've shown a few of those pictures in the series on the Vancam about the camera. I'm trying to show other ones here. That's Bucharest. It's a pretty big city, but lots of green spaces, kind of infused everywhere. Yeah, I really kind of miss that place. I'll go back hopefully soon. Or here, that's Mount Esja, this mountain, basically I think 800 meters going up. Where you can go hike. Really nice place. It's kind of beautiful. The geology is fantastic. And that's the second part of the dual photo, looking the other way. And you see Reykjavík at the distance. And here's some hikers going back down. Yeah, it's an incredible place. Iceland is a really interesting place. But Manchester is too. And even though this picture, the Minolta sometimes has some glitches with focus, I kind of like that picture. I don't know. There's something in it that kind of works for me. Let's change, go something a bit more special. That's a Contax TS APS camera film. They don't make APS film anymore, so I'm kind of slowly going into my stock, which is increasingly expired and increasingly giving those weird colors. And here, the Contax TS, I had kind of forgotten the film inside. So some of the pictures are going to be really old, but here that's in Reykjavík, basically details. This building on the left is long gone, but yeah, some small details and this really weird color rendering of that film. I kind of like those really expired films, but hopefully they'll come out. Somebody will come out just a genius idea of making those APS cartridges again for film. There's a ton of great cameras, and I'm sure they would sell the film, even if it's bad emulsion. Here, as I was saying, it's a really old film because the picture on the left, that's an old Trax video I had done, probably 2 years ago, near, I'm basically in the central north part of Switzerland. And yeah, I like the blue colors of the skies. Or here's Sevilla in the middle. That was definitely 1 year ago, at least 1 year ago. And on the right, that's a tennis court in Reykjavík. I kind of like filming regularly under the snow. Anyways, it's always nice to have film stuck in a camera and rediscovering images that you forgot about. The picture on the far left, that was near Alton, where there's a great photo festival, by the way. Here, that's Olympus LT1 camera with elite chrome expired film. It's basically diapositive, so positive film, 100 ISO, but really very expired. And the treatment was reversed for C41. And on the left, that's a detail of, I think it's Copenhagen, not really sure. And in the right, that's Reykjavík. Here again, Copenhagen, both those pictures. Those colors are really weird in the way they're rendered, with both the fact that it's an expired film and also the process. But I think it really makes something else, like working with other paints, and if you're a painter. And yeah, Copenhagen, that's those new neighborhoods. Well, new. They're redeveloping this sort of industrial neighborhood, semi-central, whereas a Museum of Contemporary Art has been moved to. And you have those old places that have been kind of walled, but a long time ago, obviously, because bricks, and they wouldn't do it like this now. But here again, the detail of those big old factories have been kind of walled in with bricks. I think the patterns are great. Graphically, it's fantastic. Hopefully they'll make those buildings relive. And on the right, that's a church that's next to this fortress, which is a historical fortress. And far away, you can see those modern factories. I kind of liked that image construction. Worked for me. And again, this sort of treatment, chemical treatment, and the fact that the film is kind of old, you kind of know it. The whole process and the final, even though I scanned the images and I reworked the colors, I think that's really unique. It's the whole process makes for very different photos, and you can really think differently, in my opinion. Here talking about thinking differently and very expired film. That's extra film 200 ISO. I have no idea how old, but it's really lost most of its color and contrast. And that's in a Leica C2 zoom. That's in Copenhagen. I really like the rendering. It almost looks like the photos were taken decades away, but no, that's not long ago, a few months back. And here, that's north of Copenhagen, this big art space, museum art space. 45 minutes north of Copenhagen. The fact that this film renders the blues, the yellows, lots of contrast, it's so much grain. I think it's really great. It really tells a different story. Here, same equipment again. On the left, that's a really, really sunny day. It's a very contrasty situation. But yeah, it still makes it look very poetic and kind of paint-like. And on the right, that's in Reykjavík, under the snow. Again, same film. But that film, I had forgotten that film and that camera for ages. And that's still pictures I took from my old apartment in Geneva. And I was kind of surprised to see them. And I kind of liked them, small details. And yeah, nostalgia, maybe not. But yeah, there's a story there. And they're strong pictures for me, at least, and that's one part of the magic of photography. Maybe it's not for you, beyond maybe the graphical aspect, but yeah, photography has this really strong power of evocation in some circumstances. Or here, one last picture. We've already seen kind of this picture from this film because I had edited one photo last month. That my friend is standing and taking a picture of this tree that I thought looked like a big being with the arms up and horns, and I don't know, I thought I really liked that tree, and it made sense, this interaction between the two. Anyways, I kind of like that picture, a strong picture for me, for my mythology. Then again, continuing, it's a long episode, I told you, continuing with film. Here we're with the Minolta Reva Panorama. And obviously Retrochrome 400. It's not that obvious, but expired film that's meant to be positive originally. So the treatment and everything makes for something. The Retrochrome, you can find it at the Film Photography Project website, by the way. A new world. Well, new. I don't know if they're new, but they sell it. And it's a great film. Great emulsion. And you have those really interesting colors coming out of it. And that's in Copenhagen. Again, here's this picnic with those people. I think the grain, the combination of everything. Again, that's kind of a magical setup for me because I really like the camera. I like the colors. I like the city. So yeah, again, Copenhagen. You have the building. This rusty building is a contemporary building. In real, it's really very impressive. It's very well integrated in this sort of neo-industrial space. With the train tracks, and the panoramic rendering is great for my taste. Or here again, a picture taken in Copenhagen, but facing the sun with the people just strolling on a sunny weekend. Or this tree, simple white tree. I like the picture. I'm probably going to integrate it somewhere in one of my works. But continuing with this long episode, here it's scans of instant film. On the left, again, that's a picture from my old kitchen using an Instax mini printer. So it's actually a digital picture that's printed on this instant film, which is analog. I don't know where to classify it, but I kind of like the rendering. Very low res. Or on the right, that's using a Leica Zofort with Instax Square. Very different characters. It's in Iceland, a detail that I want to use for a series. Or here, very low resolution per se, but there's grain, there's character, there's a different way of rendering the image, which can be very evocative of something else. And I would really push you to go experiment even with low quality, in quotes, stuff, because the quality is in the making. It doesn't matter. It's the process. And here, talking about low quality, that's a Kodak thermal printer camera. It's got this kind of crappy lens, a digital camera, but it prints directly. Can't even store it and transfer it. It prints directly on this sort of sticker thermal black and white printer. I kind of love the result. Very different. Small details that I will definitely use for my narrations. I'm actually experimenting with this camera to see where I could fit it, but I definitely see where it could fit, and it's got a very different rendering. I scanned them with my flatbed scanner here. Or here, going again with some black and white film. That's L4 IP4, a classic, using a 35 AF from Rolei, which I've done a video about not long ago, a new camera. Works. Here it's with the flash. Detail of Geneva on the left, and works. It's just pictures I kind of like. Or here's this Jesus in Reykjavík inside a window with the flash. Or this detail of, that's an art school actually, but there was a skeleton. And I don't know, I kind of liked the setting, so I took a picture. Or again here, same setup, same camera and film. A DJ playing at 12 Stone Hour, a great place. It's a record shop, but transformed into a bar and DJ place. Really cool place. Or a small detail of Iceland on the right. Talking about Iceland and old films, I had this Rolei Flex 2001, I think. I forgot the name. Using Kodak Gold 200, expired in 2005. It's a camera which I really like, don't get me wrong, but it's got all the bad sides of a reflex camera and the bad sides of one of those viewed from above camera, because you can actually switch, but it's got those cartridges. You have backs you can load with different films, and you can interchange them while you go around. I have two of those backs where I can put 135 film inside, so the usual rolls. I kind of like the camera. The process is very different. You have to remove the plates before taking a picture. It's kind of it's slow. But that's what you get. And the lenses in Rolei made really good optics, really interesting optics. And on the left, it's Iceland, Geneva on the right. And I had forgotten that back with this film a long time ago. That's Geneva when they were constructing the Praia Cassia Verne neighborhood. So it's probably built now, but yeah. I thought it was interesting, old details. It's nice with film. You have to wait for the film to end, to develop. Well, you could rewind it, cut it, develop the part. Well, it would be complicated. You can do it, but usually you kind of let the film inside. And here, two details again from that neighborhood. The Wilsdorf Bridge going above the Arve River that comes from Mont Blanc. Or that's actually the administrative center of Rolex, the watchmaker. Or here again, details of Iceland's really dark vegetation, either a little bit more inland with the moss or near the south coast. Let's switch to digital. We're getting there slowly. I'm slow. SL2 digital, that's with the Micro-Elmar 90mm Micro-Elmar M-F4, a lens that I really like, that I've used for years but never talked really about. It's not very open, but it's got a really interesting geometry and rendering, and I'm going to do a video about it. But here on the left, that's arriving on Bucharest. On the right, that's the south coast of Iceland. Here where they have those geothermal factories, really lunar looking, and the the sceneries are how they are. So it really looks like out of this world. Again, those really rocky zones south of Iceland on a beautiful day like this. You have those volcanic islands that pop up and a little bit of moss. Really beautiful. Or this crab looking at the sea. He's a little dry, but he's been looking for a long time, and hopefully his soul is still looking because it's a really nice beach with this sort of gray sand. You also have other stuff, not natural stuff, which gets a little bit of colors inside. Anyways, kind of like the picture. Or this is on the right. That's the one. That's, I think, the largest volcano, still active underneath. Didn't explode yet, but I think they're planning for something to happen. It's really big. That's when you arrive in Iceland, sitting on the right. Always sit on the right when you come from Europe, because it's going to land and arrive like this and leave on the left of the plane. One last series was the Minolta Reva Panorama. That's with Pro Image 100 in Bucharest. Arriving on Bucharest, you see how the different aspect ratio really gives her another story than the pictures that we saw before. Or this lake, again, different aspect ratio, not the same story. And yeah, with film, this camera is great. By the way, go see the video I just did recently. You'll probably buy one after. If you like that kind of aspect ratio. And those trams, a little bit outside of the super center of Bucharest, really nice looking. I kind of like the ambiance. Very friendly people. Everybody's out, at least when it's good weather. Very dynamic, a mix between modernity and classic, and very human-centric. Really liked it. Or here, we saw those just before. South of Iceland, how the rendering is very different depending on the lens, the camera, the film, the way you frame it. Or here, that was, I think, the 19th or 20th of June, when basically night is not there anymore. There's a few days like that in Iceland, south of Iceland, where you're going to have the sun's just going to go down and come back up, but it stays light. And I think that's around 11 p.m. Those beautiful flowers. It's north of Reykjavík. Here also it's pretty late. That's west neighborhood of Reykjavík with the sunset. Really very interesting times to be in Iceland. When it's good weather, it's just fantastic. Anyways, a lot of pictures this month. This is the end of part 2 of Serial. Hopefully I wasn't too boring and was kind of entertaining. It pushes you maybe to go experiment a little bit more. Go take pictures. Go experiment. And again, questions, commentaries, suggestions. Go for it. And catch you next time.